Alexander Volkanovski is on his way to becoming one of the greatest fighters that has ever stepped inside the octagon and is arguably the greatest featherweight champion in UFC history. But the man who is standing across from him, Yair Rodriguez, is a very exciting and unpredictable fighter that possesses a style of fighting that Volkanovski has never seen before. This makes true fans of the sport raise their eyebrows when they saw that the odds makers have him listed as a plus 350 underdog. Now with this fight, there is so much more at stake than just another ruby on Volkanovski's championship belt, because a win over Yair Rodriguez really means that there aren't really any exciting contenders at 145 pounds for Volkanovski. And we can of course thank Max Holloway for that.
With another couple of big shots, and they'll be out for a moment, and they swing right to the final horn.
The only thing that really makes sense is another shot at champ status by having a rematch at 155 pounds in Abu Dhabi against the current pound for pound champion Islam Makhachev. This is because their first fight was one of the most competitive title fights we have seen in recent years that truly displayed how great Alexander the Great was, since a lot of people actually thought he won the fight, and how he made Islam Makhachev appear human and nothing like Khabib Nurmagomedov. On the other hand, for Yair Rodriguez, this is his chance to win undisputed UFC gold for the first time in his UFC career and join the very lucrative list of Mexican-born UFC champions. And I don't know about you, but I really like his chances at doing just that despite being a sizable underdog in this fight. Here's why.
Are they going to throw another big shot? Oh, nice body kick. One more flurry. Oh!
When we're talking about Yair Rodriguez, we're talking about a guy who's literally a UFC 4 character in real life. He is crazy elite striker. He's personally one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's always exciting and he's very unpredictable. He throws these creative strikes that you really never see any other fighter do so. One of the biggest weapons that Yair Rodriguez has is his kicking game. I personally think he's one of the best kickers in UFC history. Without a doubt, he's one of the best kickers, if not the best kicker in the UFC right now. He throws front kicks, he throws great calf kicks, he throws great flush to mark kicks. I don't even know, I can't even list all the kicks that this guy throws because he really throws everything at the kitchen sink. And another thing with Yair Rodriguez, he has a very underrated ground game, and we saw that perfectly in his last fight against Josh Emmett, of course, when he submitted him via triangle choke. And another thing, this guy trains at Elevation in Mexico, at the sacred Mexican training ground that I think Canelo Alvarez trains at. Now with all this being said, Yair Rodriguez is really in for the fight of his life when facing Alexander Volkanovski, and there's many reasons why he is nicknamed the Great. Now let me explain them before I show you the obvious proof of how this fight is going to go based on both fighters' past fights. So with Volkanovski, he's undefeated. Actually, he's not even undefeated in the UFC. I don't know what I'm talking about. My favorite thing about Alexander Volkanovski, I believe he possesses the biggest X factor in the entire UFC roster. Not even close. I don't care what anyone says. His cardio is the biggest X factor and the biggest game changer against any opponent he will face. The cardio aspect in that Islam Makhachev fight was essentially the biggest reason why he arguably beat Islam Makhachev. It's another reason why he's beaten Max Holloway 3 times. Obviously, amongst other things, amongst all the other tools he possesses in the octagon, but he won't be able to utilize every one of his weapons if he doesn't have that cardio. He's not able to take down Max Holloway in the rematch fight in the 4th and 5th round to really cement that decision win over Max Holloway. He would not be fighting Yair Rodriguez right now if he didn't have that cardio gas tank. He is unbelievable. And the thing about this guy, he is so confident in himself. Sure, the physical aspects mean a lot in a fight, but the mental aspect, I feel like it means even more, because it happens in every sport. There's the guy that is unbelievable in practice, but when it comes to the game and all the pressure and under the bright lights, that's when you freeze up and you're not able to perform. And that comes from your mind. I feel like another huge point for this fight is the fact that Alexander Volkanovski is so strong for his size. Sure, he's smaller for the division, but he is so strong. He's very stocky, and that comes from his rugby background. We know the pictures of him when he was 215 pounds. He is a freaking Minecraft brick character. That's what this guy is. Now, when we're talking about the actual physical attributes and the skills he possesses inside the octagon, he's got it all. He's got punches, he throws feints, he really keeps his opponents guessing, and he uses that cardio to mix up his strikes, mix up the takedowns, mix up basically the fight, make it a real MMA fight perfectly. No one does it better than Alexander Volkanovski.
Typical. Nice left hand. Massive right hand. And he hurts him. Sits him down.
And that is just the tip of the iceberg with Volkanovski. So let's talk about exactly why and how he is going to beat Yair Rodriguez. Let me show you a perfect example.
And now he's just beat the now he's like, I'm going to make you break for that. Oh, big shot is getting through.
So guys, with this fight, I really see Volkanovski exposing Yair Rodriguez on the ground. Again, he's going to do so by keeping this fight at a high pace, by being first. That's another huge thing with Alexander Volkanovski. He's always first with everything he throws, and he doesn't hesitate. He doesn't wait. He goes for it. Let's just take a look at what happened with Yair Rodriguez when he was facing Frankie Edgar.
Or whether Frankie's able to just keep putting it on him until he wilts.
And it changes everything, Joe, because now his offensive guard is not offensive anymore. It's not getting beat up. Second to do that.
Stay aggressive.
So yes, this fight happened, I think it was in 2017, it was about like 6 years ago, but I see this fight going exactly the same way. If I'm Alexander Volkanovski, I'm not fighting Yair Rodriguez at a kickboxing fight at range. I'm not trying to taste his toes. I'm not trying to smell his feet. I'm taking this guy to the ground. I'm being first. I'm pressing him against the fence, and I'm giving him the worst ground and pound beating he's ever gotten in his entire life. That's the path to victory in this fight, in my opinion, if I'm Alexander Volkanovski. But yeah, Michael, what about Yair Rodriguez? You just said he's nasty off of his back. Sure, he's nasty off of his back, but do you remember this happened?
They start.
Who do you think has better jiu-jitsu ground game, Brian Ortega or Yair Rodriguez? Non-negotiable, it's obviously Brian Ortega. Sure, you don't want to risk getting triangle choked. It's a very dangerous game to play, but I think, again, with his cardio, he's able to make the right decisions. He's always going to be on point, and that's why I'm confident in his ability to ground and pound Yair Rodriguez on the ground. Yair's going to throw up a couple arm bars, a couple triangle submissions. He's going to throw that shit down, and he's going to TKO Yair Rodriguez in the 4th round. It is what it is, guys. I love you all if you're watching. Have a great day. Peace.